Trade Conclave. To begin the event, I would request Ms. Shruti Sancheti, the founder of Pinnacle by Shruti Sancheti, to please come on the stage, and she would be sharing her thoughts on expert session on Eco-Textiles. To facilitate, I would request Mr. Yash Arya, Dr. Reddy, and Ms. Sonia Lamba to please come on the stage.
Yes, please.
Can you give that mobile with you?
Yes.
I think it's about social media.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm a designer and I am an ardent lover of handlooms, crafts and weaves, and I totally believe in the unsurpassed legacy of weaves, textiles and crafts that we Indians have inherited. I mean, as a designer and as a layman, I feel our country has so much to offer that even if we explore each part of the country, there'll be like something new every time we go look for inspiration. So khadi, of course, is an ancient fabric from the time of Indus Valley. It's a 2,000-year-old fabric, or even more. I could be wrong, but it's like prevalent since the Indus Valley civilization. But of course, it came into forefront during the Swadeshi movement. And in India, khadi is just not a fabric. It's an integral part of Indian history, and it was an integral part of the Indian freedom movement also. So Gandhiji had used this particular fabric, to install pride amongst the downtrodden Indians, because at that particular time, the Indians were very badly exploited, and their own fabrics were being produced in Manchester, man-made fabrics, whereas we had such a rich tradition of having hand-spun fabrics. And this particular movement which started in 1905 and got impetus in 1918, like perpetually almost a century ago, was basically to install pride among Indians and also to generate employment. So yes, so khadi has been an integral part, and khadi, the handspun fabric, Gandhiji has said that even if you have one piece of handspun, just wear it with dignity instead of being dependent on foreign fabrics. So the idea was to boycott foreign fabrics. It was just not so khadi was just a medium to, it was just a tool for the Swadeshi movement, but it was a deeper weapon. And khadi today, of course, for every Indian is a matter of pride. Like if they say there's a first lady or a first person of the country, if there was a first, something of khadi, khadi would be the first fabric of the country, because it has so much of history associated with it. And every Indian, the moment they wear khadi, there is some sort of pride. But isn't it time that we take this, while just limited to India, it's time to take it globally, because khadi has these unique properties. It's one of these season fluid fabrics. Now, especially after the pandemic, 2 years of devastation, we have realized that, trends, fads, these are irrelevant things. What is relevant is timeless fabrics which remain relevant for years and which are season fluid, which can be worn multiple times, which are versatile. So khadi is one particular fabric which fulfills every such role. It can be worn in summer, it can be worn in winters, it looks opulent when rightly styled, it can look casual. So it has all the properties which anybody and everybody can wear, and if treated and designed properly, it can be relevant worldwide. So basically, as a designer, I was a design faculty. I used to teach. I'm a history honors student who later studied design for 6 years. Then I did my MBA and my post-graduation diploma in business management. And then the best thing I could do was teach, because I feel teaching I mean, when you are teaching, you have to know more than your students, so you're always on your foot. So I was teaching, and I did launch my label. It's been 10 years of launching my label, 10 years of my debut at the Lakme India Fashion Week and the FDCI, and I've showcased in Paris, Moscow, and many other countries, Singapore, Dubai. And I'm basically an Indian brand, having two basic brands. One is my Revivalist brand, one is my Bread brand, and I also do a lot of exports. So doing these diverse things, teaching, designing, and producing, what I have learned is that fabric is the backbone of any design. So khadi is the perfect backbone for any particular design. And see, we Indians have inherited, as I said, such beautiful legacy of textiles. It's not only, I mean, khadi is of course as I said, the first lady or the first person, the first fabric of the country. But we have some beautiful clusters doing a lot of hand-spun fabric. So I feel that khadi now needs to be made global. And I did I think my first or second show with khadi. And I got a congratulatory, because we were working with this cluster in Maharashtra, Vidarbha, where I come from. And we extensively tried to revive khadi, make it very, very contemporary, very global. Because what I would see initially was, when I would visit these clusters, the fabric was coarse, it was not high fashion. Plus the color combinations which existed 100 years back might not be necessarily relevant now. So we did a lot of design intervention. As a designer, I could not obviously teach the craftsmen, they knew what they were doing best. But what I could offer to them was how to make it more contemporary, more global, and more fluid. So we use better thread counts, we use better color combinations, not better necessarily, but more contemporary color combinations will be relevant to today's youth, and also try to inculcate some motives which were more contemporary, and we came up with this collection. And in 2013 in Lakme Fashion Week, I presented a collection called Swadeshi, which I was talking about, and I got a congratulatory letter from the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, applauding my work. And ever since, I have been associated with a lot of clusters in India. It's not only khadi. I have worked with Jharkhand fabric, which is also khadi actually. I have worked with the Reinvent Banaras project. I am actively promoting Maharashtra fabrics because I am from there. I work with many clusters in Karnataka for my silk procurement. But as I said, that India has a lot of potential, and we Indian designers don't need to look at the West. We have so much of untapped resources that even if I look for in every state for inspiration, I'll still, for the rest of my life, I'll have something new to do. So having said that, working with various clusters, various craft sectors, I have learned that, the craftsmen are best at what they do, but it is time that you need to intervene in terms of design to make this. It has to be a combined or a collaborative effort of the designers and the craftsmen to make our designs relevant abroad. And what we have tried to do is that catering to a global or a youthful audience, because with rapid globalization and increasing urbanization, and with this digital space, the world is just like, at your phone or your laptop. Everything is, all the resources are available. So what we need to make our product is very, very relevant. And Indian handlooms should not be limited to just Indian clothes. Of course, the beautiful saris and salwar kameezes and kurtas are beautiful and they really look good. I personally love them. I feel they are perfect for our weather, because the kind of sultry weather we live in. India is one country which has 11 months of summer, barely any winters. So I think these fabrics and the silhouettes are perfect. But globally also khadi silk, or even in places like Middle East where it is very sultry, our 200 thread count khadi would really work well, but it has to be customized according to a global taste. So that's where all the designers step in, and we try to do that. And basically also what we need to understand for a global market is that we need to add some extra, that X factor in terms of designing, because there is a history attached to khadi, there is a sentiment, there is a movement which we know, but how would the globe know? So we have to educate the global audience also what khadi is, make them aware of the properties, that this is one season fluid fabric which can be worn in summers and winters, about its rich properties, its unique properties, how sustainable it is. And I feel it is one fabric which is a compassionate fabric, if that is any word. I know I'm not making sense, but honestly, it is a fabric which helps. It's not only promoting, generating economic stability amongst the craftsmen, but also it is kind to the environment, it's handspun, and plus it has understated opulence and restrained luxury. So I think it's a perfect fabric to be taken globally. And so when I worked for my designs, I always kept it to make it, like I made a trench coat out of khadi, I have made pantsuits out of khadi, I have done my, for my Middle Eastern clients, we made abayas out of khadi, because obviously it's like very suitable for their kind of climate. So we've tried to do all possible design interventions in terms of colors, in terms of silhouettes, in styling, so that khadi necessarily doesn't remain limited to India. It is available worldwide and worn by people worldwide, appreciate it, and then that will be like, this, I think then this I Am Khadi, this foundation which is there, it will make sense that, when we become a global force to reckon with, and I feel khadi will then be justified as not only the first fabric of the country, I'm waiting for it to become the first fabric of the world. Yeah. I have some, honestly, I'm in midst of fashion weeks and, to this thing, but still I put up a few very small little thing I would like to share with you. It's a very small presentation of what I have done. It's not even like 1/100th of what I've done, but yeah, So I just said that in India, khadi is not a fabric, it is an integral part of the freedom movement. It is season fluid, perfect for summer, can be styled and used accordingly. And it is a sustainable fabric which is timeless, speaks of understated luxury and has very restrained opulence and makes high fashion statement. So it's time that we make this versatile fabric global among all age groups, and it's time we empower our weavers and make this part of universal fashion. This is another one. Now, this is another one which is depicting the history of khadi. It's like an AV which I made for a show of mine in 2013. So khadi was a revolution that time. And all this.
And if, like me, you are left with only one piece of homespun, wear it with dignity.
India will awake to life and freedom.
ऐसे मेरे खाली फॉर्मूला है, farm to fiber, fiber to fabric, fabric to fashion, fashion to foreign.
We have to start right from the grassroots, as our PM has guided us, that farm to fiber, fiber to fabric to foreign. That is what he had to say. So if we have to make khadi popular abroad, educate them about our unique fabric, we have to start right from the intervention when it is in the nascent stage of being spun. So, and right from the fiber to how to teach the, we don't need to teach the craftsmen anything they have inherited. We just need to give them design intervention, do something concrete, put some trends together. Not trends is the wrong word again for khadi because it's a timeless fabric, but make it very, very global and contemporary so that people all over the globe enjoy this fabric, and then truly we Indians can say that we have a fabric which is popular all over the world.
very nice presentation. I like your topic. I have already done some research on that topic. So I would like to ask one more question. Khadi is not a fabric, it's a philosophy, as you already said, and I perceive also. But Khadi, how can it be allocated to all mass public? It's like a very costly fabric. Most politicians are used, age group, some age group people are used, but how it can be used by children and other class of people?
I totally agree with you. See, Khadi, because of its nature, please, I'll answer. Khadi being a hand-spun fabric, you know, when you see, Khadi is luxury. It is, I was saying that it speaks of restrained opulence and understated luxury. It is a luxurious fabric, and especially if we add more, like better thread counts, and we use, you know, more design intervention, becomes more costlier because जितना fluid होता है उतना महंगा हो जाता है. But the fact is that some part of khadi, which is little more coarse but still very wearable and soft on the skin, and still better than many other man-made fabrics which we buy. Those are still more affordable. जैसे आप viscose खरीदते हैं in 150 rupees, you can get some kind of coarse khadi in 200 rupees also per meter. But the fact is, little bit extra you have to pay. You are not only just wearing a piece of luxury, you are wearing something which is suitable for the environment, and you are contributing to the economy also and to the environment. So this is all sustainable, but of course I feel with with so much effort going on and so much awareness, it's a matter of time that the khadi will be accessible to the common man also. Of course, right now it is a prerogative of the ones with heavy pockets, but I am sure with so much efforts that all this organization is putting and so many things which have come up, and it will be accessible.
Ma'am, I feel it's a lack of awareness about the khadi also, because many people doesn't know khadi as a fabric.
Khadi is a timeless fabric, that's what I told you. So when you invest in a piece of khadi, that piece of khadi will be relevant 10 years. Of course for children because they grow in size, but suppose if you buy some particular item of khadi, you can wear it 20 years later also, it will still be relevant. Whereas if you invest in fast fashion, which is trend driven, fad driven, it will be out next season. So when you spend more on khadi, you know, you are investing in for the next 20 years, whereas if you're investing in a trend-driven dress from Zara, it's for this particular season. So when you put the maths together, you will get an answer yourself. So that way, always, and plus the social and the economic and the environmental contribution you are making in that purchase outnumbers. And as I said that after the pandemic, all of us have become very compassionate. We all feel responsible because we've seen this 2 years of devastation. So it's time that we embrace more the sustainable fabric, and you know, we think when we make our purchases. Responsible purchase or responsible shopping is very important.
Thank you.
I have a question. Actually, when we are talking about khadi, mostly we are talking about historical aspect, value aspect, and artisan aspect. But we are technical people, we are not talking product development aspect. And we are completely missing across the discussion, across the, I have a seminar attended almost 10 to 15, nowhere it was discussed where is the product development, why we are not producing new development, we are not adding lycra, what is the demand of the market, we are not working on that actually.
Okay. I'll answer your question. First of all, that's I think where I was called for projects, the product development. That was a very small little thing which I showcased, but that is a product which has been taken to a global audience and has been worked with design intervention with 200 thread counts to make it fluid, try to make a more luxurious, better product. Because पहले जो खादी होता था वो बहुत that was very coarse. It had no drapeability. Now we have tried to make it drapeable. So that, because now you know everyone wants, see, you have to also understand the current times. No, everyone wants to look thin, everyone wants to be, you know, wants these easy breezy garments which are breathable. So we have focused on that also. Lycra and khadi somehow it's like opposite as chalk and cheese. How can a hand spun fabric be merged with something which is so synthetic? So that is like basically, you know, spoiling that, you know, in the you're putting lassi mein, you're going to put some you know, biscuits or something. I don't know, I'm talking crap, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you, because these are two things that opposite of chalk and cheese. But design intervention, we have tried to blend you know, different weaves with khadi to come out with something different. So there is awareness going on. It's still in nascent stage. It's not like a lot of development has come, but people are doing, designers are working on it. There is a lot, these bodies which are there helping us to facilitate these kind of developments. It's just a matter of time. But let's not forget the basic essence of khadi by, you know, over glamorizing it. See, khadi is not a glamorous fabric. Khadi is a sustainable fabric. Let's retain its basic nature by adding something like lycra or polyester yarns and all. We are going to basically spoil the inherent nature. What's the point of who wants a stretchable khadi? Then you might as well just take any other fabric. We want for khadi which is relevant today. So of course we can add better thread counts, we can add better color combinations, design interventions, current motifs, all of that. You can blend it with other handlooms, even maybe something with a power loom we can work to make it more accessible. That is all of that is possible. But beyond that, let's not stretch it so far and make it something which is, you know, losing its entire essence.
One thing actually I want to discuss here, from my perspective, in my childhood I have seen plant sanai, means this is a variety of hemp. It was growing in my village hugely, and people are making ropes, and it is very fine yarn and thread, means fiber, and it is very strong one also. But we have never included along with the cotton with this. So if this is a natural color having aloes color, and it is very strong fiber. But what we are not doing, we are not providing that development kind of things in the blaze itself. So what kind of fiber we can include with this, it can give a different look, different design, or different fabric development also.
I agree with you. So basically, there has been a time where we were working with jute khadi, something similar. You were talking of hemp. Hemp now, any which way, has just become popular right now. But jute khadi we were working with these artisans from West Bengal. We tried to blend, because I also make these jute bags also. So tried to inculcate. So the thing is, it was thick. I did not necessarily get the right response with it. But I will still try to get something better. But as I said, all of it is in a very nascent stage. The awareness has started. And it is a matter of time when we'll come up with all the possible merger of all the natural sources which we have in our country. As I told you, we have this beautiful legacy of textiles, crafts, weaves. All of it has to be blended together. So we will be doing that. And people are already working towards it. Some people are quiet about it. So once they have a strong product to back up, they will come out in the market, and then you'll see some really exciting developments. Anything else? Yeah.
I think, first of all, congratulations. You've taken khadi to a very wonderful level. I'll just add on a thing over here that, you know, it's not that khadi, it's evolving, emerging in a very strong way. I must share my experience here that, you know, when you are moving out of our country, where you see khadi bhandar, at par with Armani, the retail outlet, at par with the Armani or the Coco Chanel outlet, a click is something which we have missed. So I think I was a very proud Indian to see a few khadi bandar stores abroad. So much in tune with the times, and the you know, the uniqueness of khadi was still not killed. And as you said, opulence amalgamated with the contemporarization, and sustainability is something which is the heart and soul of khadi, rather than you know, kind of diluting it with the very unsustainable materials which will just kill the spirit. So I think you really kept it alive in a wonderful way. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you. That's what I basically want to stress about the fact that let's not kill the khadi's original format. Let's enhance it, augment it, and make it even stronger and more opulent, yet keep the basic features intact. Anything else? Alright, thank you. It was such a pleasure, and I'm glad I could answer some of your queries, and thank you. Honestly, it was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a pleasure to have you here as well. So, to continue. With the session and the expert discussion, I would like to next call upon Dr. Milkessa Tolera from Government of Ethiopia onto the stage, please. And to facilitate, I would also want to request Mr. Yash Arya and Mr. Ashutosh Sahi from NIFT.
Yeah, it was nice.
Can I have Ms. Sonia as well to join us on the stage to facilitate?
Excuse me? Sir, please come in, sir. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Just my name is Milkessa, Jagema. I come from Ethiopia, East Africa. You know, East Africa, especially Addis Ababa, is the seat of Africa Union, many bilateral organizations. Ethiopia is already known by its airlines, you know, the flag of our country. So I'm a delegate of the government. I'm not a fashion industry expert. I'm not a textile industry expert, but as a delegate, my background is my undergraduate is economics. My PhD is around urban and regional planning. I study most of the time about urban development, urban issues, but presently I'm discharged by the government with my colleague Ato Sileshi to lead the manufacturing industry, the National Manufacturing Industry Institute. Under this institute, there are many manufacturing. The first one which is coming is textile in the garment. Textile in the garment is the center of our work, our job, our responsibility. Then we try to follow laser industry, agro processing, metal industry, and then chemicals, some simple chemical industries. There are 5, especially the Kaizen, the Productivity Improvement Institute is already organized under. There are 6 institutes organized under the umbrella of the new organizing institute. Now, presently, I try to present. My session is already depend on 2. The first one is international experience, which I got when I'm staying in India, from different literatures, and as the program is assigned to us to present, especially the eco-textile. First, I try to define what we mean by the eco-textile, which I understand, even if I'm not a textile expert. Then I wanted to show you the potential of my country, the potential of my country in this area. When we're talking about eco-textile, it is critically indicated textile products, which is produced in eco-friendly manners, proceed under eco-friendly limits. So Eco-Textile is already also known as Eco-Tech, and the eco-friendly textile, which the Eco-Tech is come from environmental engineering, which is technical textiles. I observed it from literatures in India. Also, there are eco-textiles are classified into different parts. The first one is organic, which is already around four things are already dotted. The second one is managing fibers, recycling fibers, natural already natural colored fibers are already the classification which this eco-textile. There are already industry related to this. I refer from the literatures. I will show you the reference. The fashion and apparel industry is one of the issues can be seen under this. Home furniture and the textile industries, hygiene and the healthcare industries, eco-packaging, medical textiles are already, which is discussed under the eco-textiles. The use of areas of eco-friendly textiles are, the first one which I refer is the primary segment is the landfill issue. Landfill waste management. When you are working on textile and the garment, which refers to use geosynthetic products to secure landfill against leakage of municipal and other based resources. Others are already floor sealing, erosion protection, air clearing is one of the critical at the time of doing this textile work. And the need of eco-textile is environmental sustainability, taking incremental steps in supply chain processes. So we need to be aware about social, environmental, and ecological benefits of environmental sustainable issues. Not only the traditional textiles, there are already other new innovations which I see here is the bamboo, corn fiber, soybean fibers, pineapple fibers. It can be a new innovative area which can intervene. So I wanted to, I quote this one from the eco-friendly textile application use of eco-textile, Bivadipi, Pledapi, Department of Technology, Department of Textile Technology, which is under the College of Engineering and Technology, Surta, India. This is very important when we are trying to refer the eco-friendly textiles, which we follow naturally, is a special reference for us. When I come to the Ethiopian experience, Ethiopia is a land of abundant natural resource, which is located at the East Africa, especially textile and the garment is area of the government intervention. So when you see this is Africa, Ethiopia is located as a Horn of Africa. We are surrounded by Kenya, Somalia, Eritrea. There are around 5, Sudan. So we have landlocked country, but we are make a special partner with Djibouti. Djibouti is near to the Indian Sea. So there is an export-import corridor. We have a port together with Djibouti. So we are already with Somalia. So when we are talking about foreign direct investment, there is a huge foreign direct investment in Ethiopia, but due to COVID-19, there is a slight declining of foreign direct investment. The potential of the country is 110 million people are located in the country, but we have a good potential. 3.5 million of people are around Ethiopia, a flight of 8 hours, including India. The potential of the country, we calculated 8-hour flight. All this can be connected globally as a good manner. So another issue is the labor, the productive labor force. From the total population of 110 peoples, more than 17% is youngsters, productive labor force. If we teach technically plus scientifically, this can be transferred to a potential for the country's development. We have also, as the seat of Africa, Addis Ababa is the seat of Africa. We have a good potential. African free trade agreement is there. We can use tax exemptions from different African when we're going to sell our products. We have already near to Europe. There is already many multilateral and bilateral relations with most of the European countries, which we used to sell our products. When we come to today's session, the textile and apparel, the first entry point is cotton. The country is already a huge environmental and ecological potential of cotton development, like India. So cotton is a huge potential which we can focus it. Nearly 3 million hectares is a potential for the cotton development. Many investors are already investing on this potential area of cotton. Another is the textile and apparel industry. The government of Ethiopia are presently developing an industrial park in different parts of the country. This industrial park is what we call eco-textile friendly. All things is already organized under the industrial parks. Environmentally protected, customs, banking, all things are already organized under that area. You can see there are the Bolelami Industrial Park, which is near to Addis Ababa airport. This is the industrial park of textile, especially textile and apparel. Awasa is already 250 kilometers near. We are already geographically locating different industrial parks to make a balanced development of the regions. So there are around more than 17 industrial parks. All the industrial parks are already environmentally protected. The waters are treated. All facilities are already organized in the industrial parks. Many investors from India, from Europe, from America already come to invest in this industry, especially focusing on textile and apparel, especially the textile and the garment areas. There are exemptions of tax exemptions, salary exemptions, income tax exemptions, export tax exemptions are already defined in different laws. Franco valuta can be applied here. Exemption from customs duty is already applied here. Already for export purpose, textile and apparel is given a due attention in the country. So the first which we try to do here is that textile and the garment is the potential area. So my office is here in the middle, Ministry of Manufacturing Industry Development Institute. Atosilashi of my colleague and me is already representing this institute. So there is the Ministry of Industry and the Ministry of Agriculture is doing together. Here is the Ethiopian Investment Commission is promoting industrial parks, the potential investment. Here is the Ethiopia Industry Park Development Corporation, focusing on these parks in the wing is already assigned in different institutions. So these are the annex, the potential we can, the investors come and invest in different textile and the garment part of the area. So if fashion industry experts or fashion industry investors will come and do in Ethiopia, it is more benefited. This is what I have on today's presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. If you have comments, questions, I welcome you.
Right. I wanted to understand, you also discussed technical textiles. What exactly is the government doing there as far as technical textiles?
Okay. There are universities, more than 30 universities in the country. Textile and technology in the universities there. Under my organization, textile and the garment center, which is already previously it is an institute. Now it is organized as a center with the umbrella of different manufacturing industries. So there is a technical expertise, researchers in the institutes and in the centers. It is more technical, working, doing, and exercising is undertaken in the university. We are linked with universities. Okay, sir.
Do you have any comparative data on the cotton and other total costing and all those things with the other countries with respect to Ethiopia?
Okay, especially the cotton part.
Yeah.
Cotton.
Yeah.
In India there is a huge cotton production. There may be a difference between inner Ethiopian coast and the Indian coast. The investor can make compare a cost analysis. Maybe cotton in Ethiopia is more expensive. If you come to invest in Ethiopia, you may a potential of cotton production in India and come enter to the industrial park. You are more benefit. You are more benefit.
Comparative cost is less.
Yeah. Due to labor cost, different support mechanisms by the government, incentive mechanisms are already there are money.
What is the energy cost?
Energy cost is already, the problem is already presently we have a huge electricity developed at the Nile River between we and Sudan. It is more than 5,000 mega electricity can be the problem of electricity. Presently, the problem is the future. Presently, we are inaugurating the first stage of our electricity. My sister.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for addressing a very less talked about agenda, which is how technology can be an enabler of sustainability and in terms of getting things more eco-friendly, if I got it. If I got the pulse right.
Yeah.
Let me just share a little bit of background why I'm mentioning this. I have been a faculty and mentor to few students from Ethiopia who have been, at the faculty who were a part of our technology program at the Delhi campus. And I must say that the pulse that I felt from there was that they are really very, deep into technology, and they're working a lot towards making technology an enabler in this domain. What I want to understand from you is, what are there any efforts or are there any projects which are happening in this direction to kind of combine that technology, and like you talked of efficiency on the line, you talked about the resource efficiency and other such material efficiency and things like that. So how can that quantitatively reflect that yes, it is making things more eco-friendly or it is making things more sustainable in that domain? So is there something which is being worked upon or something which is in the pipeline which gives us a very crisp data that yes, this is what it can do? Because I believe, despite so much of technology and innovation, not too much is so visible in the domain of knowledge with respect to a comparative study or analysis of how it can be enabled.
Okay. My brother Seleshi is an expert is already more than 13 years textile leader. He can add on it. But as to my point, the textile industry in our country is a long-lasting history. As Indians, my sisters also traditionally, so handloom, so different cultural issues. But the issue of eco-friendly is coming presently. The bars itself, for example, when you export some kind of appearance or garment to Europe, to America, the bars themselves evaluating your process. as the demand, you should deliver what they are doing. So the universities, the institutes are already coaching the labor force of each industry to approach to the standard. For example, the World Bank and the different donor agencies are already, especially they are focusing on environmental sustainable of the textile garment as it is polluting the air and the society. So this is already the new, not only the new, it is already emerging in the country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for